Hi everybody. On this, the third weekend of the Pegasus Moon, we're on an expedition out west into Fargus. Our first stop is the Verdant Plateau, where we're assisting Rhea and Catherine on a mission to subdue the Western Church. Ashe is tagging along in hopes of finding answers about Lonato's rebellion. This is our second Fog of War map. The lack of visibility presents a real challenge, especially when you take the map at face value and try to hold the center. You're supposed to defend Rhea for 10 turns, and you have to deal with waves of Pegasus Knight and Assassin reinforcements coming out of the fog. However, with a little bit of foreknowledge, you can take a much more proactive approach. And then the usual theme of defense-style maps applies. The whole battle will become much easier if you split your team and capture more territory as quickly as possible. For this map in particular, the reinforcements are tied to certain stationary bishops on the edges of the plateau. If I can kill all of them in just a few turns, then I can rout the rest of the enemies very quickly. So the objective effectively changes from survive to multi-seize, which is among the most fun and engaging win conditions in all of Fire Emblem. The team I'm deploying is fairly typical. I'm bringing 3 flyers, 1 paladin, my dancer, and a handful of strong infantry. Catherine and Ashe will perform purely supportive roles. Notably, Ignatz is back in Warrior. He's finally going to master the class and earn the last few axe points he needs for A rank. After this, he can devote himself to learning swords, since he needs sword crit plus 10, and also brawling to qualify for War Master. Raphael is acting as Ignatz's adjutant in order to provide a damage boost. Petra's working on her sword and flying skills alongside Cyril, and Lawrence is simply training in reason. I only have so many range boosting staves, so the faster some of my mages can get magic range plus 1, the better. Lysithea and Ferdinand are sitting out. In order to spread out as fast as possible, I will use Stride twice on turn 1. Leone begins by casting it on Byleth, then rides north. Catherine's only job here is to use a torch. In most areas of this map, I'm comfortable with opening the battle on enemy phase, but in the east, I want to hit the Pegasus Knights preemptively. To do that, you have to have eyes on them. In the northwest, I want to do something similar, but rather than use a torch, I will send Byleth out there to scout the way. First, he casts Retribution on Leone. Then the Fetters of Dromi allow him to walk over to the bishop in the corner. Leone gets an assist from Byleth as she kills that bishop. This will become commonplace, especially once Byleth learns Sacred Power. He will give her plus 5 damage dealt and minus 5 damage taken. Claude's the only one who didn't receive Stride. Flame compensates by rescuing him. She also reveals a mage by flying north. Balthus kills him. At this position, none of the other mages hiding in the fog can reach him. Cyril will handle the northeastern area all alone by dodge taking. The 2 Pegasus Knights in the east are menacing Catherine, but Hilda can intercede. Assembly locks them both in place. Hilda waits near the next bishop because she needs to go south next turn. For his part, Claude stands in range of another bishop on the other side of the map, and Ignatz runs south. His job is to battle a bunch of cavaliers in the fog down here. The bishops target both Hilda and Claude with group lightning, but their hit rates are pathetic. Claude waited at this exact location in order to lure all 3 mages from the south. He's engineering a situation where he himself is at low HP, but he's surrounded by enemies who are also critically wounded, and he has Vantage. Hopefully you can guess what comes next.
Nice try.
The reason Ignatz is using a sword right now is that he only needs a handful of battles with an axe to reach A rank, and he'll have no use for axe ranks beyond that. He'll get the axe points in a moment.
Too slow.
The only remotely threatening foes over here are the assassins. With Marianne's help, I can kill off a couple of them. Well, I say remotely threatening, but Leone disagrees.
Did the trick!
Just one issue. I moved Marianne a bit prematurely, so I lost sight of the mage in the woods. Balthus can use his spells to deal some chip damage.
Oh, me? So nice of you. Let's get to it.
Stay focused.
Did the trick! Let us away.
You can't see the second one anymore, but there are two cavaliers here southeast of Rhea. I want to pull Rhea and Ashe away from them.
I'll give it my all.
I'll crush them all.
Just like Claude, Ignatz is badly wounded, and he's surrounded by damaged enemies. And he too has Vantage. Rather than let those two northernmost horsemen ride wherever they please, I'm going to give them a target. Hilda will meet them on enemy phase, but before she flies into their range, she has to kill the bishop.
It's see, we should.
Hilda should make sure the cavaliers can hit her from multiple sides. Otherwise, some unfortunate pathing can lead the enemies body blocking each other.
Ready when you are.
Cyril dismounts so that he can use the woods to his advantage. Claude eliminates the third bishop of 4.
They will not.
Good work.
Now that he also has Draining Blow, Raphael can imitate Balthus' life-stealing routine.
Too slow.
Claude can attack this mage, although I'd really prefer for him not to hit. Now I can go through the standard final turn routine where I make everyone perform an action, if possible.
Sorry. Thanks for that.
Why me?
Ready and willing.
By missing the first time around, Claude gets an extra infusion of bow and authority points, plus bonus experience thanks to Byleth. In the southeast, I need to uncover the last bishop. Hilda can't attack him herself because she's surrounded, but she can kill one of the enemies in her way and then use Canto to reach him. Ignatz has just enough power to one-shot the bishop using Helm Splitter, and Hilda is out of reach, so the two cavaliers will have to attack Ignatz. He needs 13 axe points for A rank, and he'll get 5 per battle, so the two cavaliers will push him over the top.
Apostate.
You?
Cyril equips anti-armor weaponry and goes into alert stance.
Too slow.
With that, Ignatz reaches A rank in axes and masters warrior to learn Wrath. Perfect timing.
Believe I made it this far.
Too slow.
In just 3 turns, that is mission complete. As a rule, you should give the Shoes of the Wind to your best unit, especially one who can fly, because flyers always get to use the full benefit of the extra movement point. Mine are going straight to Claude. Next is the Fraldarius family reunion, so subscribe, and I'll see you there.